you're out on the water, your world becomes a lot smaller and a lot simpler. It's very simple and direct. You got nothing to worry about except for the task at hand. How fast are we going? How fast is our competition going? Where are they?
You need to feel a lot of things. You need to go out of the sea. You need to feel the wind. You know where the wind is coming. You need to feel the waves.
It's not a game about who's the biggest and who's the strongest. It's a game about who's got the willpower and the fortitude and the decision-making skills to make it happen.
Ocean Masters is a series of races meant to determine the world's greatest sailors. This first race spans nearly 4,000 miles of open ocean from New York to Barcelona and is the harsh proving ground for the 2016 Barcelona Around the World race, the Super Bowl of sailing. 5 teams leave New York, but only 3 will reach the finish line. We hitched a ride with Team Hugo Boss to see what it takes.
It's going to be uncomfortable on the boat. Will be bumpy, will be fast sailing, 20 plus knots, wet. So you have to be ready for it. The good thing is we go fast, we arrive sooner.
We're thrown into the race having never sailed on the boat together double-handed, having no idea what sails should be put up at what time. And you can't learn as you go and have any expectation of competing with somebody who's been sailing on the same boat for 7 years and knows it like the back of their hand, because they concentrate on the things that are important for winning a race, whereas we're just concentrating on getting across the ocean.
So the first 48 hours in a race are really important. You spend most of the time thinking on speed, on trimming the sails, on looking at the wind, on checking the foils, on looking at the weather, sleeping, eating. It's a routine, but the normal watch system we are going to try is 3 hours on, 3 hours off.
Oh, for dessert, I'm gonna have tiramisu every time. I only eat the same 3 things in life: cheese sandwiches, pizza, and tiramisu.
Pepe's been around the program a lot longer than I have, and I'm a sort of temporary replacement. And so I guess Pepe is probably the captain, yeah. And that's fine for me for a transatlantic race like this. He's very competitive, and he has a huge will to win, and that's, for what we're doing, that's very important, He's very strong, and he's always there, ready to work hard to make things happen.
Ryan! I'm Pepe Ribes, this is day 4, and we are doing not very well, I think. We did some mistakes, changing sails, and some little problems on the boat, but we will catch up. It's just 40 miles, he's ahead, so we hope we will catch up.
Thus far, we've had all manner of conditions, really breezy and a bit shitty to this beautiful weather we have right now with like 12 to 14 knots of breeze. Today we found that the stuffing box seal leaks, so we've effected a temporary repair with self-amalgamating tape and electrical tape in an attempt to keep ourselves from sinking. So we're hanging on by some layers of tape at this stage.
Ryan and Pepe lose time to repairs and missed opportunities, falling even further behind Team Safran, while Team Neutrogena is on their heels in a close 3rd place.
76 miles separation. 76 miles. If the wind comes from there, they will win.
Normally on these races we get updates 4 times a day or every 4 hours or something like that, but we have internet access on board, and so anything you're giving to the general public we can find. So they decided that if they're going to update the website for the public every 15 minutes, that we're just going to get the same data. It's terrible, honestly.
We're moving now. It's been like 2 hours that we didn't move.
In order to win, you have to be working all the time, 24 hours a day. We're supposed to have 3 hours on, 3 hours off, and during that period of time, you're supposed to be getting 3 hours of sleep, but it's never the case. You don't have any downtime. And because one person may be sleeping while the other person is awake and doing things, you don't actually spend that much time talking together.
This morning was a bit depressing because when you are racing and no wind, it's really stressful. I hope there will be more opportunities. Just settle the things up, but if we could take relax. Yes, I'm really relaxed. But we've been driving 30 times one way.
Yeah. What's the last 2 times? The last 2 times we had a lot to deal with. Gotta look at the bright side of all these little problems, huh?
We're not in America anymore, we're in Europe. Brian, Europe. The plane is broken.
What does that have to do with Europe?
No, it's exciting.
All good. I think for him, I'm like the young one who's shown up, and I hope that I'm making a contribution that he finds worthwhile. Pepe said, there's only one reason to lead this lifestyle is to win. He's right.
Yeah. Brian is very, very professional. He understands these boats. I think he's a very good sailor, and he's a guy that talks a lot. So we are very different in that way, but we team up very well.
You kind of feel like you're on one of these pathways, especially if you're sailing all these routes that the old clipper ships did. You've got this connection with those who came before you, and probably a connection with those who will come after you as well. It gives you a sense of your place in time and space that I don't think you can get very easily otherwise.
As the teams approach landfall, first-place Team Saffron extends their lead to over 100 miles, the largest lead they've commanded since the race began.
This is day 11 of the New York-Barcelona race. We're really happy to start to sail into warmer weather, like sunny, no clouds.
Team Neutrogena, the third-place team skippered by Guillermo Altadí, pulls within sight.
We were catch up by Guillermo at Neutrogena quite a lot. And I think we judged in the right spot and a bit of luck, of course, always. Better lucky than good. And we have dropped him a couple of miles. I think not big deal because she will be back, but we take it. Need to try to take opportunities to put a little bit of pressure in Safran. 1 million things can happen between now and Barcelona. We need to keep pushing till the end.
Ryan and Pepe receive a radio message from Safran, the team in first place.
Bon, il y a 30-35 du vent, il y avait de la mer, et puis à un moment il y a une espèce de grosse vague, genre des terrains. Du coup le bateau est monté, moi je suis monté aussi bien sûr, et le bateau étant plus lourd, il est descendu plus vite, et puis moi j'étais à 1 mètre au-dessus, ou je sais pas, mais enfin plus haut.
Safran's captain suffered 4 broken ribs, forcing them to retire from the race and dock in the city of Cadiz, Spain.
Shame for them.
With less than 600 miles to go, Ryan and Pepe are in first place.
The weather. This is the typical kind of weather of here. 40 knots at the beginning, 10 here, and tonight 0. That's the main.
Once in the Mediterranean, Ryan and Pepe come to a standstill, and Team Neutrogena, whose boat performs better in lighter winds, is closing the gap.
We sort of got caught with our pants down a little bit. We went from like 10 knots of wind to 50 in the space of like 15 or 20 seconds.
Less than 200 miles from Barcelona, a sudden wind capsizes Ryan and Pepe's boat.
The wind came from behind the sails and knocks the boat over. It takes 25 minutes to get yourself back upright and go in the correct direction. We weren't worried about breaking the boat, but we definitely were worried that the other boat that was behind us was catching us during that whole period of time where we were chicken-winged up.
Ryan and Pepe lose precious time as they right the ship and get back on course.
Just want to get done. Just want to have this over with. It's a test, you know? I think this is why people do all of these kind of sports. It's all about being able to push your brain to the limits and overcome the constraints that you place on yourself in terms of thought more than anything else. At what point did we admit to ourselves that it was going to be possible to win and stop being stressed about it? when we saw the finish line and we realized that Neutrogena, who was behind us, was not in sight. When we could see the finish line and we couldn't see them, it's at that point that you can relax a little bit and you feel like, yeah, we're going to pull this off. And that felt really good.
It's always very special when you are arriving after a long race.
What was the hardest thing?
So, how far away is Guillermo?
10 miles.
We've been watching him every 15 minutes for 15 days.